Hello, welcome back to RetroBreak. This week I've had the pleasure of playing a brand new indie metroidvania game called SuperEpic The Entertainment Wars. It was developed by Undercoders and it was published by my good friends at Numbskull Games. They very kindly gave me a download code to give away to one of my viewers. So what I want you guys to do is let me know what's your favourite Metroidvania game and why. I'll pick one of your names at random and give you a code for the game. I've been really enjoying the game over the past week, so let me show you what it's all about. Metroidvanias are by far one of the most popular genres for indie games at the minute, and they're also one of my favourite game styles too, when they're done right. To stand out amongst the many other amazing entries in the genre, you really need to do something truly new and unique. Fortunately, SuperEpic tackles this issue head on, and it makes for a fantastically quirky game. It's the year 2048 and a single video game company, Regnantcorp, controls society by creating addictive, mind-controlling mobile games. There's a group of retro game enthusiasts who are fighting back though. They one day get a message on one of their old gaming systems telling them to infiltrate the company and take them down from the inside. It's up to you, a raccoon riding a llama, to uncover the conspiracy and explore a surreal castle-like office full of enemies, challenges, secrets, and of course, corporate pigs. Throughout the game you meet many wacky employees, ranging from evil corporate boss pigs to money-hungry businessmen and scrawny programmers hiding in the basement, one of which actually locks you inside his own game. The script is great throughout and it had me laughing out loud at some points. You also end up meeting some of the other characters that have come to infiltrate the company, and a bit later on in the game you can collect cell keys to release prisoners which the company has locked up in caves below the headquarters. If you've ever played a Metroidvania before, you'll feel instantly right at home. It has all the usual progression blockers, like jumps that are too high requiring a double jump, walls that require the use of bombs to break open, and even water sections which require the ability to swim to progress. It's all the tried and true gameplay formula that you've come to know and love, and it works just as well here as anywhere else, even if it's not very original. Something that's not your typical Metroidvania gameplay though is the inclusion of QR codes, which when scanned with your phone open up some of Regnantcorp's evil mind-controlling retro game rip-offs. They're a great change of pace, and I've found myself really looking forward to finding the QR codes to scan. Basically you scan the code with your game and it opens up a minigame on the web browser on your phone, and you finish that game and it gives you a code to type back into the game that you're playing to unlock a few secret areas with some treasure chests and such. The minigames are entirely optional and they just let you get some hidden treasure chests, so don't worry too much if you haven't got a device capable of scanning QR codes. There's also a really fun cryptocurrency mining minigame. Every time you reach a new area you'll find a pay station which adds a new area to the app, and by finding these areas you can unlock more miners in the minigame. And I really enjoyed doing this, and I actually leveled all my characters up to level 100. And you can use the points that you got through this app to buy cards that go back into the main game as well. It is a bit of a worry though that these games take you to a website, because I am a bit worried about the future. If that website goes down, I don't know whether these games will still be accessible or not. So enjoy it while you can. Throughout your adventure you'll find several different shopkeepers that sell you weapons, armour and special abilities. The shop system isn't the most intuitive though, it's a bit clumsy to navigate. You can't really see what the weapons do until you select it, but then you can't see how much money you've got without unselecting it and going back. But apart from that little quirk, the weapons themselves are really fun and unique. I ended up playing most of the game using a vacuum cleaner and a golf club. The fighting system is actually one of the best things about the game. You have 3 different attacks, each using their own weapons. You can attack sideways, you can attack up, or you can attack down. So by hitting the enemies up, you can juggle the enemies and then use your down attack to slam them into others. It's really satisfying to rack up a big combo. It reminds me quite a lot of Astro Boy for the Game Boy Advance, which is definitely a good thing in my book. You can also get extra ranged abilities, such as throwing a ZX Spectrum, or even using something like the Hadouken from Street Fighter, complete with having to input the button combo to fire it. There's a huge map to explore, but it can be a little bit hard to navigate. Along the way you find some lift rooms which link you back to previous areas, but the lift system itself was kind of confusing. There's no way of actually telling which lift will take you where. I spent ages trying to get back to one area in particular, and I just had to keep guessing the number until I ended up in the right place. They also were spaced quite far apart, which means that there's still a lot of backtracking to be done, which is kind of to be expected in a Metroidvania, but I did find that navigating long stretches of the same room layouts over and over again and fighting off the same enemies did become a little bit repetitive after a while. And there's one more little gripe I have about the map, and that's the controls. If you're playing it with the Pro controller on the TV, for some reason the movement of the map is actually mirrored compared to if you're playing it in handheld mode, which really threw me off when I was trying to navigate and I ended up looking in the wrong direction. It would also be nice if there was some way of marking on the map where you needed to go back to. In other such games like Axiom Verge or even Hollow Knight, they all have great map systems where you can put a pin down on the map and mark it as a location to go back and visit. In this game it doesn't have that, so I was trying to rely on taking screenshots of the areas that I needed to go back to and then trying to work out where that area was later on in the game. So it's kind of a shame that this game falls a bit short in the map department. As well as the main game, there's also a roguelike mode which places you in a randomly generated level, which is definitely a fun distraction from the main game, but I haven't played it that much yet. The 2D sprites are really nice and detailed, and the boss fights look especially good. There's a great variety of characters and enemies which complement each of the environments. The environments themselves are all unique and fit perfectly in the theme. There's a server room, underground caves below that, an expensive looking area where all the big pigs work, there's a gym, and many more locations for you to discover throughout the game. One downside I have with the locations though is that there's often repeating room layouts, which makes the areas feel a bit unnecessarily big to pad the game out. For example, in the middle section of the map it reuses the same layout 4 times in a row, complete with the same set of enemies in each room. I can see why they did it, it's to link one side of the map to the other, but a little bit of variety in the level design would have been nice. It also seems impossible to completely fill the map in some locations, with the top tiles being slightly out of reach. I'm not sure how to fill these areas out, so I don't know if it's possible to get 100% completion, or if I'm just doing something wrong. The music in the game is fantastic throughout, with a really fast-paced, great opening tune to get you in the Metroidvania mood, to the more atmospheric tracks further on into the game. They all fit each area very well. There is one track in particular though that really surprised me. It's the music here inside the lift area. Yes, if you got that reference, it's the theme tune for the famous Japanese second-hand shop, Hard Off. Overall, I absolutely loved the game, but sadly I couldn't finish it in time for this review as I got stuck right near the end looking for a key. I actually spent several hours looking for it, but I just gave up in the end. And of course, because the game's not released yet, there's no walkthroughs or anything out there, so I only managed to make it 94% through. Maybe once the game's out and there's some walkthroughs online, or if any of you guys play this after this video's gone live, please let me know where the final key is so I can get to the last area. I would really like to finish it. I think it's a fantastic entry in the Metroidvania genre. If only they could fix a few of the small issues that I've brought up during this review, it would definitely sit among the best in the genre. So the game itself is out in 1 week's time on the 12th of December for the Switch, PS4, Xbox and PC. The code I'm giving away in this video is for the Switch version. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this review of SuperEpic. As I said at the start, let me know your favourite Metroidvania game down in the comments below, and you could be in with a chance of winning the game for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Of course, as always, don't forget to comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought about the game and the video, and I'll see you next week for the next episode. Goodbye!